Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to English with Shyam sir. I'm Shyam sir talking to you. Today, I'm very delighted to have a conversation with our guest, Mr. Yogesh Bavana. I will tell you more about our guest today at the end of the video, but very briefly, I will tell you something about our guest. His name is Mr. Yogesh, and he's a gold medalist. He is multi-qualified. He has multiple number of training certificates in various domains. And more about my guest, I'll tell you later at the end of the video. So without further delay, I would like to invite my dear brother, my dear friend, Mr. Yogesh. Hi, Yogesh.
Hi, sir. And yeah, so brother is a nice word. So you used guest, so I thought, wow, who you're talking about. Yeah, sir.
So first of all, I will brief up the purpose of this conversation on our channel to you in a very
Sir,
precise way. Our channel,
sir.
English with Shyam sir, started a few years back with multiple and plethora of ideas because somewhere I felt the present social media, the Facebook, the YouTube, whatever, the digital platforms are teeming with a lot of obscenity, vulgarity. You call them
True,
pornography,
sir.
you call them rudeness, enmity, rivalry, anger, and many more bad traits, which will definitely
Mm.
take back our country 100 years.
True,
So
sir. True.
somewhere I thought, why can't we make some good sense to the digital platforms? And with that mode,
Sir.
we started with English with Shamsa. And I'm very happy that when we started this program, and we wanted to invite some good people to have good conversations, I first
Sir.
I first really approached you and thank you for that. And immediately you came forward to be a part of the conversation. Once again, thank you.
A conversation with you always, pleasure. Yeah.
My dear viewers and my dear students, my dear friends, I have to tell you all that when I and Yogesh sit together and start talking, we can keep talking for hours together because
Yeah.
somewhere we have a very common ideological base. We talk about everything and we enjoy every part of the conversation. And I'm sure we will try to share with you a little of that with all of you. So,
Yeah.
first of all, Yogesh, in my observation, I always see that your passion to communicate in English is impeccable. And I know where you started from. If I tell you
Yes, sir.
background to my viewers, they'll be surprised. You had zero guidance, and you
Yes,
didn't
sir.
have a very great schooling like international schools or so on.
True, true.
You didn't have a very strong English background like most of the other people. But still, when I see your communication skills, when I say communication skills, I always believe that good communication skills is all about passion to talk. And you always have that zeal and penchant to communicate in English. So I want you to share a few tips or ideas to my viewers how to improve communication skills.
Yeah, sir, as you said, I studied in Hindi medium school. Like most of the students in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they go to Telugu medium schools, right, sir? So where they feel, oh, I studied in Telugu medium, so I don't have that background. So people did not train me enough. So in the same way, I went to Hindi medium school. So same thing happens. We write all the subjects in Hindi. So till my plus two, I studied in Hindi medium setup as only, and then I did my graduation in a government school here. So yeah, so as you said, learning English was a Herculean task for me. But when I actually understood how a language should be learned, it became quite easy. So what happens in communication, as you said, so we have LSRW: listening, speaking, reading,
Yeah.
and writing. In communication, sir, 45% of communication happens in listening, 30% speaking, 16% reading, and 9% writing. So if you see properly, reading and writing only 25%. 75% of communication happens with listening and speaking. So all the students and all the institutions around, they're actually not. I don't. Sometimes I feel they're not getting it. So our education system as far as language is concerned, it focuses a lot on reading and writing. So you go to schools, you go to colleges, you read, write, you read, write. So
Correct.
because of that, the most integral skills of the language, listening and speaking, somehow and somewhere they're losing their priority. So I feel if we can uh, put it properly, everything would be okay, sir. So I'm of that opinion. And even people, like for example, we need to understand how we learned our first language. Like for example, how you learned Telugu or how I learned Hindi or any other language. Did we actually start with reading and writing?
No.
No. And do we really know the grammar of our language? Like for example, Telugu is my first language. You wouldn't be knowing Samasulu, Vibhaktulu, and all that. But you feel very, for example, if both of us sit, yeah, English we are comfortable speaking in, but we can speak in Telugu also, and we are very comfortable because that's our first language. But we did not learn that in an academic setup. So I feel so we need to make English less an academic affair and more a communicative affair. I think that would solve all the problem. And one more thing, sir, I just want to add here that it's a problem with us, the people. So I think like it'll be a bit hilarious because both of us are language instructors. Whenever we want to speak in Telugu, we just want to speak, sir.
Correct.
But when we want to speak in English, we want to speak correctly. That's a problem.
Wow. Wow. Right.
Okay, so it's not that, for example, when you speak, when both of us speak in Telugu, or when I'm talking to someone in Telugu, I don't have any feeling where I'd be judged. So,
Right.
and a judgment is not a matter for me, me at all, because I just want to express myself. But when somebody asks me, for example, not me, not now with you and me, it's not happening. But for example, earlier when we were on stage, so we had that added pressure that my ideas must go at the same time they have to go, in correct grammar and language. So
Correct.
you have a lot of pressure here. I don't think that should be happening. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, yes, sir. And education level also, I think the assessment system must change, sir. We should not have only reading, writing. We should have listening and speaking also. Like every school and every college, when they're assessing English, there must be listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
Right.
Only reading and writing, that competitiveness also. Yeah. So these are the things, sir. So to add one word, to give one word answer, I think people must consider listening and speaking also very seriously, not only reading and writing.
Right. That was fantastic. Like I completely agree with you. I'm in line. So I have been very much impressed with two statements that you have
Sir.
asked. Number one, you
Sir.
said that communication or English should not just be confined to a mere academic affair. It should be a
True, sir.
beautiful, it should be a part of beautiful day-to-day life affair. That was fantastic.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I was also very much happy when you said like when we speak in Telugu, we just speak it. But when we want to speak
Yes,
in
sir.
English, we want perfection. So
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing. And what pains me personally is when
Sir.
we try to speak in English, we
Sir.
actually want to speak it so perfectly that if we make mistakes, we take it like a blunder. We come as though
Yeah.
we commit a crime. I remember
True. True.
in my earlier phases of learning
Mm.
English or when I was trying to communicate in English, when I,
Sir.
make mistakes in my language, I didn't take it seriously. That was fine. We are just
Yeah.
speaking a foreign language. So English is not
Yeah.
its own language. English is a foreign language. What's wrong when we make
100%.
mistakes?
Yeah.
So that was
And
100%. Yeah.
and when we make mistakes in Telugu also, sir, like there are so
Correct.
many grammatical errors, and
I always
nobody
say this,
bothers.
even now, Telugu being a
Mm.
mother tongue, we are not perfect
Yeah.
in Telugu grammar. And then why should
Yeah.
we try to be perfect in English grammar?
And we shouldn't be worried also because our
Brilliant.
ideas are getting, across, so we don't have a problem. So to add something, for example, we have a company, McDonald's. You know it.
Right.
What's the tagline? I'm loving it. So I am loving it. So both of us, we know that I am loving is a wrong, sentence.
Correct.
Love, hate, like you cannot use ing, but McDonald's can use it. But in India, we want to follow correct English.
Wow, this is a good example. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sir. Yeah,
As though someone says, like, if a successful person speaks shit, also, people value that. So,
it's pretty funny.
I know that you have a great a variety of experience starting from schools, colleges, different educational institutions as a trainer. But you didn't stop there. What I like in you, you didn't stop there. You have been extending your abilities to you're coming out of comfort zone. You have been even
Yes, sir.
trying in corporate companies. You have been trying employees, freshers, and enhancing their communication skills. Recently, I was glad to see when you were training teachers of a school and lecturers of a college. It's called Teachers Training Program, which is definitely needed.
Yes,
But
sir.
apart from English, I'm deeply upset when I see today's youth for some or the other reason. Because in my college days, when I was in my graduation, whether you believe or not, I always was ambitious to achieve something great in life. I had no friends uh, who smoke or who drink, or maybe I wasn't close to such kind of people for some reasons. I don't say I was perfect, but every moment in my college life, I was trying to achieve great things in my life, read books, go to libraries, read newspapers. I was always driven towards knowledge. But today, for some reason, the youth, or I can say most of them, are not in the right path. And when I see that most of the youngsters today, I'm worried about the next generations. When we read books like Abdul Kalam's, Vision and Wings of Fire and all those, great people like Abdul Kalam were dreaming of, the greatest India. But today I don't find it actually happening. I don't even have hopes for that. And what do you personally feel about the present youth?
Actually, you are ambitious now also. It's not only of a thing of past. Yeah. So to be candid, sir, I'm pretty hopeful. Again, hopeful. Uh, yeah, yeah, I agree with you to an extent, to a great extent, I'd say. Sir, the youth of today, I feel, sir, I think we can consider ourselves also youth. Okay, so
Yes, yes, we
yeah,
must.
so they have some, I think they have these attention deficiencies or somewhere. So they can't focus upon one thing for a long time, if you see properly. Like we have shorts, reels, and all that. So they can't watch a 10-minute video. If you give them, they just want to go and they want to find what happens at the end. But in life is not about beginning, the middle part, and the ending. The whole process, right, sir? So if we could go and talk to them, for example, as you said, Abdul Kalam, if they read Abdul Kalam, Swami Vivekananda, or Bindo, or uh, Jiddu Krishnamurti or Don Bosco, they would understand life is not about one particular activity. It's like English medicine. You have a problem in your leg, you treat only leg. So we have to go to our rule. So you have a problem at leg, you need to understand why we have that problem and how to solve it. But I'm pretty hopeful, and I just want to share some information, and not information, sir, my understanding. I
Please,
think
please.
you would agree or not. I want to say, sir, have we produced in last 30, 40, 50 years? Have we produced anything as a country and the whole world is using it? I was researching, like,
Mm.
have we produced anything which the whole world is using? Still, we talk about yoga, Ayurveda, philosophy, and all that,
Correct.
but are we producing anything like YouTube, Zoom? We are interacting in, Google, the software or the web, the whole stuff, like the Western countries or some other countries are using. Of course, we're taking technology from them and we are enhancing on that. For example, UPI. So technology was built elsewhere, we got it and we're using it, but as a country, are we producing anything? Like,
Right.
did we give anything to the world? Like missiles, yes, we're making, but the technology is not ours.
Mm.
We learned it from Russia or some other countries.
Mm.
So youth, I think they have to think in that particular way also. So you want to get a job in Google, you want to work with Microsoft, yes, but are you producing, as a country? Are you creative? They consider themselves to be very creative, but when we actually see, we don't find anything. Like, are we? So I've been actually, it took me a couple of weeks to research, but I'm not getting anything. So I can't tell you. So what is your take on that? So, like, did we produce anything?
100%. I think we are. I think in one way you are wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
We have been producing. I can call it the worst of the worst uh, Instagram Reels. We have been making
True,
a lot of, I think anyway, satires apart, I'm upset.
sir.
I'm really
True,
upset because we all have to, we can't deny the fact that today we have lost entrepreneurship skills. Somewhere
yes, sir.
we have been going away from innovation. I think
Sir,
parents and children both are well acquainted with percentage marks, and I think we don't even have time. See, here two things, Yogesh, I feel.
sir.
Number one, going in a wrong path is fine. But at least not being able to recognize that we're going in the right path is more painful. I think
True,
something we have been losing hopes about. There is no debate going on, no discussions going
true,
on. When you put on a Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, you don't find healthy conversations between people. When you put on television, of course, hopeless. So
true,
we are losing debates. I think a dialogue should happen. At least somebody should come and talk about the youth
true.
of the nation because India is one of the very rare nations having majority youth. If
Yes, sir.
that's the reason, in our profession, every day we interact with youngsters, we interact with youth, you and I, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
And when I
Yes,
talk
sir.
to youth, somewhere I feel they have a lot of talent, actually. They have caliber,
They have, they have,
but
they
they
have.
are not using it to their max potential. And yeah.
They're unable to channelize it, sir. Like, I don't know. I just want them to learn how to focus upon one thing for a long time.
Hmm.
It's not that focus, 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 focus. It's not like that. You
Hmm.
can't achieve anything great. If you really want to see the growth of something
Hmm.
from the alpha to the omega, we call it, right?
Hmm.
To the
Hmm.
beginning to the end, you have to be there. And this attention deficit, I don't think where it would lead them to. Like, they're not being genuine. They're not being open. Like, again, I'm not complaining everything, but I just want them to learn
Yes,
how to actually learn something holistically.
correct.
And yeah, they have to learn it, sir. It's high time. Sir, everybody says, even the parents, like, see, I did my master's in psychology also, right? So the other day I was talking to you. Now, you have IQ and EQ, sir,
Yes.
intelligence quotient and emotional quotient. So people are happy as human, as a generation,
Hmm.
human beings, we're growing, right, sir? IQ levels are going higher and higher. So that is a natural thing. We
Yes,
don't have to be very proud of it.
correct.
From Homo neanderthals erectus to Homo sapiens, we're growing like that. So
Yes.
when these new parents, when they see their kid reciting something, or coming up with a 16th table, or they know the capitals of all the countries, so they feel my child is very talented, innovative, and all that. It
Yes.
is just the child mugged up a lot of stuff and it is vomiting in front of you. That's it. There is nothing innovative, creative about it.
Correct.
Memory is not a success. Had memory been success, chat gpt, YouTube and all, they would have been the greatest inventions. But so people consider memory to be something great, sir. So
Correct.
they
Correct.
have to come out of it. Innovation is something we need to be focusing
Correct.
upon.
Correct. I understand where you're getting to. You're getting to
Yeah, yeah, sir.
the difference between
Mm.
knowledge and wisdom. Fine, there are a lot of people with knowledge.
Yeah,
Abdul
a lot
Kalam
of
has a lot of
rudimentary stuff.
knowledge, and even Bill
Yeah,
Laden has a lot of knowledge. Barack Obama
yeah,
having a knowledge, and then
sir.
Hitler had a
To
knowledge. Yeah,
sir, to differ, I would consider that to be information, sir, not even knowledge.
correct, correct, correct.
Yeah.
But again, I feel that the present nation's youth, if
Uh,
guided properly, if given them the right path, if given them the right motivation, I think they will do miracles.
yeah, and sometimes I feel, who are we? They have to understand all
Correct,
by themselves. They
correct,
have to look at their predecessors. They would
correct,
understand clearly.
correct.
Uh, just look at the history of 30, 40, 50 years. We are just going to other countries. Now brain drain also is not a bad word. They say that we are intellectual, what do we call it? We are sending people out. But if you see properly, like, what is India doing? We are producing, obedient, you know, professionals, I may call it in a very positive way.
Not just obedient. I mean, obedient is not the right word. Ignorant, arrogant. I think
Yeah.
there is a very dangerous combination. Most of the people
Yeah.
like ignorance and arrogance together is so dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's be very hopeful, sir, because I don't want our video to be disliked by youth. They say all negative stuff they're talking. We're just
Right.
saying that be innovative. Come
Yes.
up, come up with something where you give something to the world. That's it. It's not that you're wrong. Yeah.
And Yogesh, in our conversations, every time I observe, or I can say in my entire life, when I met you for the first time, if I am not wrong, you were close to you were in 20s, or I think even now you are in
Yes,
20s.
sir.
No, and
No,
when
no,
I
I'm
just
not. I'm
met you,
33 now.
that's right. So when I met you, you were in 20s,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was always surprised to see a huge sense of spiritual, interest, and which is very robust in you. And
Yes,
before
sir.
I started this conversation, whether you believe or not, let me show you. On my
Mm.
screen, I try to set up Adi Yogi, Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
And the and,
Yeah.
and the viewers, I have to tell you this.
Mm.
Mr. Yogesh, with whom I am conversing now, has a huge spiritual zeal, and very rarely I find people with a lot of knowledge, people with a lot of ambition, a lot of passion, and again simplicity, and then again spirituality. I think a very rare blend of character traits. I mean, like I want you to share your ideas on that. Like very briefly, I know if you start talking
Yeah.
about spirituality,
No,
we'll
no,
take a
yeah.
long way. But very briefly,
Yeah.
I want you to tell the people watching this video, in your
Yeah.
definition, what is spirituality, and do you really think that helps someone get success?
Yeah, that actually the fields you spoke about, literature, innovation, education, spirituality, and all. They're not completely diverse. Sir. They're complementary. So
Right.
when you have clarity upon one thing, you get clarity upon other thing as well. So it's pretty simple. And spirituality, sir, I like things that help. So
Mm,
I feel spirituality helps. So that's why I have spirituality in my life. In future, if you can offer me something which is more helpful, I'm okay to leave spirituality aside.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
for the generation, spirituality has been helping. I'd say, sir, spirituality is something. It's pretty. It keeps you calm. Like for example, I gave you a project,
mm, mm,
and if I ask you to, train all the students of India.
mm, mm,
Right. Now, that is a Herculean, that's a gigantic task for you. If
mm,
at all you consider that to be Mr. Shyam is the in charge
mm, mm,
or the head of this particular program,
mm,
so you'd have a lot of, anxiety, stress, pressure, and all that.
mm,
But if you consider yourself to be someone, I'm playing my small part,
mm,
the program is very big, everybody would do, and there is a superpower, it would take care.
mm. Yes.
Right, so you'd get a lot of peace. You'll get a lot of, okay, I played my part. Now rest is to the whole world or the super part to decide. So this is what we get in spirituality.
Right.
You get a lot of rest in restlessness. You play your part. You do your job 100%, and then you can leave it. Acha, okay. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2 shloka 47 talks about karmanyavadikaraste ma phalishu kadachana,
Mm,
right? You do your part and leave it to the world.
mm,
But if at all you feel like I did it, I need to get it, then all these things go. So
mm.
spirituality helps in that way, sir. Like
Correct.
in Rigveda also we have a beautiful saying, let noble thoughts come from every direction.
Mm,
Now there is nothing religion about it. If you see properly, I did not use a religion's name.
correct.
So as you use the word spirituality, I think it keeps you down. And Swami Vivekananda's books, first time he introduced me to spirituality after coming to Vishakhapatnam.
Mm,
So I learned these wonderful things. Like for example, you said Vivekananda, sorry, Abdul Kalam. Even I read his book. So these were highly spiritual people. If you
correct.
read your autobiographies or biographies,
Correct.
because they could achieve a lot because they never felt they were doing it. They
Correct.
always felt a superpower is working through them. So when you have that feeling, whether it is right or wrong, whether that is realistic or unrealistic, it doesn't matter. Is it giving you fruits? Yes, it is. So then I think we should follow it. So spirituality is something which gives you clarity and which gives you calmness, and you need both these things to achieve great things in life, I feel. So that is why I feel one should be realistic. And as I said at the beginning, if you have something better to offer, I'm always ready to take it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best part of you. What I like about is
Yes,
you're
sir.
open to
Mm.
knowledge, you're open to
Mm.
improve yourselves, and you're open to correct yourselves. So the viewers, the students, if they're watching this video, must take this leaf from his book. We must be open to rectify ourselves. Recently, I have read a definition of what is
Sir.
illiterate. Many people think illiteracy is about not being able to read and write. No, the sophisticated definition of illiteracy is not being able to change.
Yeah, true.
You
You're
are
too.
illiterate, which means you are not. ready for change. You're reluctant to change. This is what I am. I will not change.
Yeah.
So I think that that
Sir,
motivates
we used to discuss like we used to have this saying, right? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. It has become a sin now.
It has become a
You
sin.
can't be ignorant. No, it is not. It's not a bliss anymore. If you're
Correct.
ignorant, yeah, yeah.
Very surprisingly, Yogesh, I find you talking about spiritual discourses, and you have good expertise in psychology, and English is of course there, but what makes you high spirited 24 by 7? Of course, we
Mhm.
all have ups and downs in our lives. Sometimes we get demotivated, sometimes we get depressed. And again, that's fine. But still, in my observation and my conversations with you for more than a decade, I find
Yes,
you
sir.
always high spirited, and I want you to share tips to the viewers. How do you keep yourself motivated all the time?
So good lifestyle, good books, and at the same time, as I told, I started my I can't use the word life and all big words, but Hindi medium school and in north of India, like as you know, I studied there. So I was not like this, sir. I used to be very timid and introvert. I'm not saying being introvert is bad. You need to express at the right time. That's
Yes.
what you want. You can be introvert. So I was an introvert, and I was not only introvert. I don't think I could express myself properly. And my schooling, my academic grades were okay, sir. But
Mm.
generally, I was not someone who would take something up and I would do something good and all that. So after coming to my degree or graduation, when I started reading good books and I started getting good guidance from people, I understood, like they say no gyanodayam. So the world just opened to me and some good books here and there, and I changed my lifestyle, like how I look, how I talk. When I say how I look, it's not that I went for plastic surgery and all that. Yeah, means when you go to a new place, it gives you the opportunity to be the person of your choice, right, sir? So everything. I as you told that I have this knack of learning new things. So it happened like this, sir. I thought, if something is not okay in me, why don't I change it completely? Why should I call it my personality? I'll be like this only. This
Mm.
is what I am. I didn't get into that nonsense. Like, for example, if something was not okay in me, so I thought, okay, this is not okay, I should change it. For example, the way I was eating, if it is not fine, I should change it. The
Mm.
way I'm combing my hair, if it is not okay, I should change. If I'm speaking in a way and people are unable to understand me, so I'd change it. My handwriting, my way of expressing my feelings, or my way of walking, sir, everything can be replaced.
Right.
So only the truest self, the Atma or whatever you call, which is not in our reach. Apart from that, everything we can change.
Right.
Sir, the ideas what you have or the body you have, I don't think we should attach ourselves to that, sir. Like, for example, I come up with an idea and you should not say that I'm Shyam, I'm like this, I'll be like this only.
Mm.
No,
Yes.
why should you be like that? Why should you become a slave, or why should you endorse something which you picked, for example, something at your 20s and you want to carry it until 60s? Why?
Correct.
And in the name of your personality, you call it that is me. You should
Yes.
Nobody should trigger me. I'm like this. So I think we should have that thing of changing, sir. Like, whatever is not working, just
Right.
talk to people. If you take second opinion, if they
Right.
say, this is something not it is something annoying in you, why don't we change it? That is one, sir. Number two, when I was watching the interview of MS Dhoni, like even
Mm.
he talks about this. We
Yes.
have controllables and non-controllables in life.
Right.
So non-controllables, you don't have a say,
Right.
but controllables you can change, right? So
Right.
it's not, the result is not in your hands. So I think these sort of things I understood pretty late in my life. I could have understood them,
Never
but
late than
whatever.
ever.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I feel, to be high spirited, you need the beautiful point you made. You don't have people who are negative in your life, you said, right? So even I did that. So the people who were taking me to negative stuff, I said, okay, fine, I'll talk to you, but you will not be making decisions in my life. So
Correct.
good books, good people around, and clarity, and you have that understanding to change. So these things, I think, you call it high spirited, but I call it, that's how human beings should be, sir. Like, we
That,
all sleep for eight
that's the
hours
right way, actually.
Yeah, we all sleep for 8 hours and we all do all the steps like
Yes.
that. So when you have that 8 hours of proper professional or proper personal life, why should you be so dull? I don't understand. Somebody asked Vivekananda this. Why do you crack jokes all the time, and why do why you have a lot of energy? He says, I'm very sad and I feel bad when I have headache or stomach ache.
Yeah.
The person couldn't understand. He said, see, when I have stomach ache or headache, only then I'm sad and bad. Rest of the times I'm fine, so why should I be dull?
Yes.
I'm like this.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
No,
pretty
no, I get the
interesting.
point.
Yeah.
I get the point. Like you're trying to say that
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
we have lost the right sense,
Mm,
and now that when
mm.
somebody does it, it looks surprising. We
Huh,
appreciate.
exactly. Thank God you got the point.
We are
So that's
honoring
how
the right we are honoring the righteousness as though it's something
yes, sir.
alien. So
Yeah.
I remember when you were mentioning the point ready to change or self-correction, auto-correction, I
Yeah.
remember like
Yeah.
uh, even though we had a lot of training and teaching experience, when we were working together, when you
Mm,
or when I used to come back to our rooms after the session,
mm.
we used to take mutual feedback. Was
Yes,
I
sir.
okay? Was my body language good in my class? Do you have any suggestions to share with me? So that was always there somewhere. We all, I think that's the right quality to really become successful. We should take
And
feedback from others.
I still remember the feedback which used to give me. Used to say, Yogesh, your WPM, your words per minute is a lot. I think you should slow down. Okay, like when you speak, you have too many words in that 1 minute of conversation. So sometimes I work on that as well. When I go to class, I become conscious. Huh? I think I should be speaking a bit slower, by which my students can understand. Yeah, I remember.
Thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, Yogesh. I actually had
Sir.
chance to have this conversation, but then now I feel we should have more conversations with you. This conversation has become quite generic. So if
Yeah,
at all,
sir.
if at all, if everything goes well and we can meet again,
Yeah.
let's have
Sure, sir.
conversations more specifically about various issues. And
Yeah.
the viewers, I have to tell you this conversation we are having on Zoom online around we started this around 3:30 a.m. So
Yeah.
I mentioned this because Yogesh, he's an early bird. He wakes up early in the morning. He enjoys that. He's a man of discipline, I can say. But again, when I say discipline, he doesn't like it because discipline, he believes,
Yeah.
is a natural part of
That's how it should
life.
be.
That's how we should be. Discipline should not be an Oscar award that somebody gives us.
Yeah, yeah. As if Yogesh has got two eyes and he can see.
Yeah.
Everybody can.
So that
Yeah.
was thoroughly fantastic. So Yogesh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have conversation. On a personal level,
Yes, sir.
I'm very happy because we both got chance to have conversation like this after many years.
Yes, sir.
I really missed those conversations. I really missed the time we spent together, and the other people around us, if you remember, were
Yeah, yeah.
always surprised when we both continuously talk for us together. And
Yeah.
I really pray to the God that you really enjoy your life. All I can say is I just want to see you enjoy your life the way you.
Yes, sir. I'm doing it. Yeah.
I even know and believe strongly that one day uh, you will become unstoppable. One day the world will know you. I'm really sure of that. Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
because I feel that you have fire in the belly, and one day the world will hear you more. The world will know you more. I wish that should happen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, sir.
No, it's our pleasure. English with Shyam sir. Now I can proudly tell the people that English with Shyam sir channel is not just teaching English. We are also now into talking to great people, talking to wonderful people. You made us proud. Thank you for
Thank
this.
you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.